dawn had found the rooftops, a horn tore open stone and rain. Cold rolled down from the northern ridges, and grief came riding through the lanes.
The ovens dimmed in common dwellings, the chapel flame burned thin and small.
No market wheel, no stable laughter,
only that cry above it all.
One ride across the outer causeway, mud to his chest and blood to rain.
He did not dress the news in silver.
He named the lost and named the plain.
A mother froze beside the water.
An old man bowed beside the door.
The keep stood still as carved out winter,
And nothing looked the same once more. The hall remembered feast and fire,
the beams remembered summer air.
but all the warmth of former seasons
Could not hold back what entered there. When the banners fell at morning and the bells began to cry,
gold turned pale beneath the cinder.
smoke went climbing through the sky. What was sworn in brighter seasons could not turn the blade aside.
So we gathered up the broken,
And learned how kingdoms die.
the queen came down without attendance. No gem at throat, no royal shine,
Only the weight of bitter tidings.
and all the night behind her eyes.
She touched the chair that once held promise.
Then let her hand fall to her side.
No grand decree rose from her silence.
Only the hurt she could not hide.
He stood beside her, soaked from weather.
No noble chain, no crest, no claim,
Only a cloak of road and heather.
and hands still dark with ashen rain.
He said no polished words of comfort.
No courtly line to make it light.
He only stayed when all were shaken.
Did not leave her through the night.
The walls were high, the gates were iron.
The towers looked across the land,
Yet all the strength of mortar timber
could not close grief out by hand.
When the banners fell at morning and the bells began to cry,
Gold turned pale beneath the cinder.
smoke went climbing through the sky. What was sworn in brighter seasons could not turn the blade aside.
So we gathered up the broken,
And learned how kingdoms die.
by noon the names came inward slowly, from trampled earth and blackened field.
Men of grain and men of iron
Laid the same beneath one yield. The baker's son,
the watch at east wall,
two brothers from the riverside,
the captain from the winter outpost.
all the ones who did not ride.
No harp was raised for empty glory.
No bright wine touched the silent cup,
A single wick burned by the hearthstone.
while one by one the dark stood up. Then from the kitchens came a low song, thin at first but warm and true.
Another voice rose from the stairwell.
Then another near the yew, not born of joy,
Nor born of triumph,
not meant to hide the wound at all,
but just to keep the night from taking
every heart within the hall.
When the banners fell at morning and the bells began to cry,
Gold turned pale beneath the cinder.
smoke went climbing through the sky. What was built by hand and longing, what was loved and held with pride,
Lay in ruin by the first light.
and still we did not. When the banners fell at morning,
We had nothing left but song.
ash on silk and ash on cedar,
Ash where old oats had belonged.
yet through the smoke our vows stayed living.
Though the throne itself stood cold.
Love remained among the wreckage.
When the banners fell from gold. So mark the hour,
The rain,
the ridges,
the broken gate,
the silent hill.
a realm may burn,
A crown may darken,
but two hearts stayed.
and stayed there still. She came at dusk through the lower chamber, no circlet bright in her darkened hair.
No train of silk, no call of trumpets,
Only the chill that had followed her there.
the high seat stood in its place of honor,
Carved and cold in the candle haze.
but she did not climb to the waiting oak wood.
She would not wear what had lost its grace. The floor still held the marks of revels,
Old feast rings pressed in seasoned pine.
a cup lay turned where a hand had lifted,
As though the whole had forgotten time.
She traced the grain of the table slowly,
As if it still held a pulse below.
and every board in that wounded chamber
Seemed to remember what she let go.
no gold could warm her,
No cord could save her.
no ancient name could ease that ache.
The room was vast, the night was longer than any heart was meant to take.
She was the queen without a throne,
Still breathing through the light had changed.
no crown above, no hand to guide.
No promise left untouched, unchanged.
Yet in the hush of those ruined rooms,
Where pride and splendor came undone,
she stood with grace.
the dark could not unmake the queen without a throne.
He found her there by the painted pillars,
Where wax ran low
When she turned, there was no pretense there.
Only two souls at the end of time.
She said, I hear them in every doorway.
The ones who laughed in the summer years.
I hear their steps in the turning stairwell.
I hear their names in the rafters here.
He said, then keep them, let none be taken.
Let none be lost to the rain and clay.
If all we hold
Is the sound of memory, then we will carry that sound each day.
She was the queen without a throne.
Still breathing through the light had changed.
No crown above, no hand to guide.
No promise left untouched, unchanged.
Yet in the hush of those ruined rooms,
Where pride and splendor came undone,
she stood with grace.
the dark could not unmake the queen without a throne.
Outside the rain moved over barley.
Bent every step toward the sodden ground.
Inside one wick beside the hearthstone.
Cast her face in a trembling golden round.
He took her hand,
Not like a courtier,
not like a man who sought reward.
but like a soul who knew the silence
And chose to
stay without a word.
She was the queen without a throne.
No carved estate, no jeweled claim.
But every soul within that hall,
Still turned when someone spoke her name.
no crown of gold could make her greater.
No ruin strip her spirit down.
For love and grief had forged within her
A strength no loss could drown.
so leave the sea to dust and stillness.
This carved oak wait for vanished days.
She carried more than any crown could.
She walked through sorrow without praise. Not rule, not power, but love enduring. In the queen without a
We went below where the smoke had settled, deep in the stone beneath the keep.
past broken casks and splintered trestles.
Where old heat clung and would not sleep.
The beams above were scarred and hollow. The plaster cracked in ashen seams.
And every wall gave back a murmur,
Like ruined rooms still holding
lay split beside the longboard, a bone hand spoon near fallen bread.
The kind of things no Lord remembers, but tell you how a household bled.
A child small carved and painted horsewood, one wheel gone loose, one ear half worn.
Still weighted by the cold black flooring,
As if the feast might yet return.
no crown was there, no robe, no trumpet, no bright command to stir the air. Just breath and dust and grief between us, and all the names still living there.
Beneath the blackened hall we found them,
Not flesh and bone, but what remained.
the warmth of hands on winter table.
The sound of joy the fire once framed,
And in that ruin dark and broken,
where pride and splendor met their end,
we knelt among the scattered pieces
and felt the past breathe once again. You lit one wick against the cellar, its little gold against the soot.
and all at once the room looked smaller,
Less like a tomb, more lived in wood.
you said
They sang here after harvest, they drank here when the snow came hard. They kissed their children good at twilight, before the watch took up the yard. I touched the grain of scorched old timber, and felt the grooves of knife and ring.
marks from 100 humble evenings,
More dear than any throne could bring.
what burns is not the stone or cedar,
Not only roof and chair and stair,
it burns the plain unguarded moments,
the common grace that once lived there.
beneath the blackened hall we found them,
Not flesh and bone, but what remained.
the warmth of hands on winter table.
The sound of joy the fire once framed,
And in that ruin dark and broken,
where pride and splendor met their end,
we knelt among the scattered pieces
and felt the past breathe once again. Then through the hush came distant singing, not from the roof but high above.
a thin worn hymn from tired throats carrying
More ache than triumph, more need than love.
you bowed your head,
I closed my cold head,
and for a breath the heart grew still.
as though the dead had drawn in nearer to hear their house. Remember that.
Beneath the blackened hall we stayed there,
Till wax ran low and night grew deep.
no grand oath passed between our heartbeats.
No promise made we could not keep. But when we rose, the room felt altered.
Less like an end than something sealed.
For memory kept the coals from dying.
Beneath the stones,
The hurt could heal.
so leave no board,
No cup forgotten.
no small worn toy beneath the stair.
A realm is more than thrown in battle.
It lives in who once gathered there.
And though the fire took roof and rafters,
It could not take what made it whole.
we heard it breathe beneath the ruin. Beneath the blackened hall.
ruby blaze, no royal gleam, only the soot of a broken chamber and all the weight of what had been.
No hand reached out in haste to claim it. No trumpet called the hall to bow. The room stood still around the silence, as if no soul dared touch it now.
What once looked bright in torch and splendor
Looked colder in the morning rain.
a circlet forged to carry order.
Now wore the color of our pain.
The Ashen Crown,
The fallen token,
the mark of all that could not last.
it promised fire.
It kept on taking.
To love was all that held us fast.
No gold remains,
When grief has spoken,
no throne can warm the hearts cast down.
what rule could not
What loss lay bare,
still breathe beneath the ashen crown.
she stood beside it, pale and sleepless. No jewel at throat, no proud display.
He watched the dawn creep through the arrow slit and turn the dark to bruised gray.
She said, how many hands have carried?
This ring of oak leaf flame and light,
How many swore it meant protection?
when all it ever asked was time.
For every feast and every blessing,
For every oath the court allowed,
they waited still beneath the bright work.
the hidden price beneath the proud.
The Ashen Crown,
The fallen token,
the mark of all that could not last.
it promised fire.
It kept on taking.
Till love was all that held us fast.
No gold remains,
When grief has spoken,
no throne can warm the hearts cast down.
what rule could not
What loss lay bare,
still breathes beneath the ashen crown.
so do not lift it for old glory.
Do not set it on a weary brow.
Let carved wood keep its ruined honor.
Let grief speak plainer than it did till now.
If there is rule worth keeping after,
It lives in bread and shelter shared,
in names held close,
in wounds tended,
in staying when the world stands bare.
the ashen crown,
The hollow burden,
the sign of all that war can break.
it gleamed for years,
Yet in 1 hour,
showed every bond a blade can take.
still through the smoke,
A vow stayed living,
not sworn to seed or stone or town,
but heart to heart,
through ruin and mourning.
beyond the weight of the Ashen Crown. Of the Ashen Crown. By the end of evening, no courtly light on the cedar grain, only the hearth with its patient breathing, and rain at work on the cracked window pane.
No throne was left to gather round now, no bright command to set things right.
So you spoke one name into the stillness, and I gave back another in the night. Not by seal,
Not by scepter,
not by all the old world owned, but by breath.
and faithful memory.
Could the broken still be held? A kingdom kept in song when stone gave way in fire and long. A
Kingdom kept in song.
when every proud thing ended wrong.
No throne remained,
No rule remained,
no trumpet drove us on.
but what we loved,
Stayed living still, a kingdom kept in song.
we sang the ford beyond the barley, the chapel bell at falling rain,
The orchard wall in early summer, the little track that crossed the plain.
I sang the watch above the ridge line, the mill wheel turning after snow.
The bread passed warm from hand to hand there.
The heart-side faces lit below. For the realm,
Was never cedar,
nor the ring on any hand. It was bread
and weather shared,
and the shape of common land. A kingdom kept in song when stone gave way in fire and long.
a kingdom kept in song.
When every proud thing ended wrong, no throne remained.
No rule remained, no trumpet drove us on.
But what we loved,
Stayed living still, a kingdom kept in song. If walls fall in,
then
carry names. If lamps burn low,
then sing them bright.
oh, if all we knew
Lies torn and darkened,
still keep the lost ones through the night.
your voice rose clear above the embers. Mine came rough beneath the smoke,
And all at once, the ruined chamber felt less like ash, less like it broke.
a kingdom kept in song, not held by blade or blood or throne.
A kingdom kept in song,
By hearts that would not leave it gone.
the fields, the bells, the worn footpaths,
The hands that built and toiled so long.
the realm was more than crown and cedar.
A kingdom kept in song.
A kingdom kept in song. The roofs were split kingdom kept in song.
They came before the sky turned copper, before the frost had left the ground. A hard gray hush ran through the pasture, then broke beneath that hunting sound.
The hounds pulled hard against their collars, the watchfire bent beneath the breeze, and every face along the east wall turned toward the bare and rattling trees.
No herald rode to mark their coming, no horn declared what crossed the plain. Just lean dark forms through withered barley, and breath like ghosts in freezing rain.
They moved as if they knew our weakness, as if they smelt the wounded keep, the place where law had thinned to sorrow and tired hearts had forgotten sleep.
So bar the door
And wake the sleepers,
set iron near and bank the flame,
for grief draws teeth
and hunger follows
where ruin learns a kingdom's name.
the wolves at dawn were at us,
Cold-eyed at the broken wall,
not only beast and winter hunger.
but fear itself come into call.
They circled round the hurt within us,
They pressed where stone and spirit bent,
and all we had against their hunger
was love that would not
let them in. You stood above the lower stairwell, no jewel, no courtly word, no plea.
just ash on wool and sleepless courage, and all the cost of memory.
I took my place beside the threshold with splintered spear and shaking breath.
Not for a throne already taken, but for the soul still left from death.
Outside their cries ran down the hillside, a savage chorus, raw and near. Inside the children held to blankets,
And every elder swallowed fear.
the baker crossed himself in silence,
The old priest gripped the cedar rail,
the cook brought knives from off the longboard.
but none would let the weakest fail.
No crown could help,
No law could answer,
no carved decree could hold them back,
so shoulder close,
and keep the doorway.
though all the morning sky turned black.
The wolves at dawn were at us,
Cold-eyed at the broken wall,
not only beast and winter hunger.
but fear itself come into call.
They circled round the hurt within us,
They pressed where stone and spirit bent,
and all we had against their hunger
was love that would not
let them in. Then through the dark the first one lunged there,
a blur of hide and open jaw.
and all at once the hall remembered
What staying fast was truly for.
wood struck bone and iron answered,
A cry went up from throat and beam,
not born of rage or thirst for glory.
but from the need to hold what's dear.
You called no charge, no grand commandment. You only said stand where you are.
And somehow that was more than trumpet, more than oath or royal keeping of those who would not let them in.
So mark that hour,
The pale first morning,
the raw breath on the broken lawn,
when all we were seemed near to failing
and still we held
against the dawn.
The pole lay split beside the courtyard, its painted cloth long torn away. No crest remained above the stairwell, no sign to turn the fear away.
The rain had worked through roof and rafter, the yard was churned to iron clay, and all the old marks of belonging looked worn and weathered by the day.
No call went out, no ranks assembled, no bright device was carried high.
Just tired hands and waking heartbeats
Beneath the hard and hollow sky, no banner left to raise above us,
no host to fill the broken field,
no shining line of helms at morning,
no outer force to be our shield.
but still we stood where loss had placed us, still held the door
And held the flame,
for what survives,
is not the emblem,
but those who stay.
and bear the name.
The wall was scarred along the eastward, the steps still black from pitch and smoke.
You crossed the yard without a tremor, though every part of daylight broke.
I saw no fear upon your features, no grand display, no courtly art.
Only the look of someone choosing to keep the last of us at heart.
No drum declared what must be carried, no oath was carved for all to read.
Just grief held firm and grief made steady,
And plain resolve in time of need. No banner left to raise above us,
no host to fill the broken field,
no shining line of helms at morning,
no outer force to be our shield.
but still we stood
Where loss had placed us,
still held the door
and held the flame,
for what survives,
is not the emblem,
but those who stay.
and bear the name.
Let cloth be ash,
Let poles lie broken,
let proud devices fade from sight,
the realm was never only color,
or gold displayed in autumn light.
it lived in bread,
In watch kept sleepless,
in names still spoken clear and strong,
in every soul that would not barter.
the truth of where and whom they're from.
No banner left to
core away.
For love stood up
Where pride had fallen,
and would not leave.
the wall turned gray.
No banner left to raise above us,
No anthem carried on the wind,
but through the wreck we kept each other.
and did not let the dark step in.
So let the empty mast stand witness.
Let torn cloth rest where storm has blown.
The ones who stay through ash and sorrow
For all the standard ever known.
So leave the yard,
To rain and silence
let broken wood lie.
where it fell.
We need no sign above
Our keeping.
the heart remembers
All too well.
and when the next hard dawn
Dawn comes for us,
we will not bow
or turn away.
though none remain to bear the emblem. We still remain, and so we stay. The rain hath thinned beyond the eaves now. The yard lay still in silver gray.
No horn was heard along the ridgeline
No fresh alarm,
to mark the day.
the stones were dark, the beams were blackened.
The wounds of war still plain to see.
Yet from the hearth in the lower chamber,
A little warmth reached out to me. Not enough to mend the kingdom,
not enough to right the wrong,
but enough to draw the weary, enough to keep the night from long. Where the fire still burns, there's something left to save.
not the throne,
Not all we lost,
but the hearts that stayed.
where the fire still burns, hands can gather, breath can rise,
And even after ruin,
hope can open tired eyes.
you stood beside the old oak table,
With flower dust along your sleeve,
no royal sign, no courtly distance,
just quiet work before the eve.
a pot hung low above the red glow.
A loaf was set beside the board,
And all at once that battered chamber
felt richer than a fallen court.
for the realm was not its grandeur,
Not the gold the high halls knew,
it was shelter,
it was keeping.
it was simple things made true.
Where the fire still burns,
There is something left to say,
not the halls, not has the strength to face the night.
Let the great rooms keep their silence.
Let the carved seats gather dust.
We have bowls and worn hands ready.
We have names and we have trust.
If the old world could not hold us,
Then we'll build from what remains.
warmth and bread and faithful voices,
Set against the wind and rain. Where the fire still burns, there is more than grief alone.
there is room for scarred tomorrows.
There is strength in coming home. Where the fire still burns, no bright victory is sung.
Only hearts that kept each other.
Only hope still small and young. Where the fire still burns,
Night retreats a little way.
and the ones who stayed through sorrow,
Learn to breathe another day.
not because the pain is over, not because the past returns.
But because love kept its vigil.
Where the fire still burns,
So tend it slow,
and tended kindly,
that steady glow against the cold.
around may fall.
Yet life goes onward,
Where the fire
still burns. By dusk the western towers dimmed there. The clouds hung low above the stone. No bell was rung across the courtyard. No voice declared we stood alone.
The wind moved hard along the stairwell. The old beams groaned beneath the strain. And in the highest room, still guarded, one narrow flame outlived the rain.
Not bright enough to crown the hilltop,
Not strong enough to turn the tide,
but still it burned against the darkening.
and would not fail.
The hope had dried. The last light of the keep
Still held above the broken land,
a fragile glow for weary eyes.
a sign that something yet could stand.
Not triumph now,
Not all dominion,
not all the world we dream to keep.
just one brave mark against the black.
The last
Light of the key.
You climb the worn and turning stairway.
With tired breath and steady gaze,
No courtly train, no gold around you.
just all the cost of vanished days.
I watched you pause beside the narrow slit.
Where dusk lay bruised beyond the wall,
You did not speak of saving kingdoms,
you only said, we keep this call.
for if it dies,
The night grows larger,
if it remains,
then hearts may know.
though stone is scarred,
And love lies buried,
some living thing still holds below. The last light of the keep,
still held above the a fragile glow for weary eyes, a sign that something yet could stand. Not triumph now, not all dominion, not all the world we dream to keep, just one brave mark against the black. The last light of the keep. Let the low roads drown in weather. Let the far fields lose their name. Here above the ruined rafter, still one small witness kept its flame. And those below who feared the midnight lifted their faces toward the height. Not because rescue rode behind it, but because it meant we faced the night. The last light of the keep still shone where all else had gone cold. Not as a crown for grieving rulers, but as a truth the dark could not hold. For while it lived, no soul could say the heart of us had fallen deep. Love kept watch above the ruin. The last light of the keep. The last light of the keep. Till dawn began to pale the stone. And all who waited through that long dark knew they had not endured alone. No throne restored, no bright returning, just breath enough another day to meet. And there it stayed through storm and sorrow, the last light of the keep. So guard it well, that narrow brightness, high in the room above the rain. A realm may break, a hall may darken, yet one small light can still remain. The long night thinned above the hilltops. The storm withdrew from beam and stone. No sudden cheer ran through the chamber. No shout declared the pain was gone. The floor still bore the marks of burning. The walls still held the scent of rain. Yet through the high and narrow opening, a pale first gold touched in again. Not bright enough to call it healing, not strong enough to mend the years, but soft enough to reach the weary and find the one still gathered here. And still the morning came, after ruin, after grief, after all the dark had taken. Still it laid its hand on leaf, not to promise or restore, not to wash away the blame, but to say that life goes onward. And still the morning came. You stood beside the quiet hearth place, your hands at rest against
gem, no seal,
no sign of office,
just all the cost you still had borne.
I watched the light move slow across you,
Across the ash, the wool, the grain,
and for the first time since the breaking, the room felt wide enough for change.
no throne returned,
No law awakened,
no lost one rose from earth again.
yet bread could warm and breath could steady,
And still the morning came, and still the morning came.
after silence, after flame,
After all we could not carry,
still it found us where we lay.
not to call the sorrow finished,
Not to dress the hurt in grace,
but to fall on tired faces.
and still the morning came.
So open wide the eastern shutter,
Let cold, clean air move through the room.
set water near and wake the sleeper.
Make space beside the hearth for bloom.
Speak every name,
With patient honor,
keep every lesson grief has taught.
then lift your eyes beyond the rafters toward the day we never bought. And still the morning came,
Over cedar, stone, and scar,
over hands that kept each other.
over all we truly are.
No crown of gold could bring this comfort.
No rule can make this mercy stay.
It came because the world keeps turning and gave us one more living day. And still the morning came, not in triumph, not in song,
But in the small and faithful mercy,
that finds the ones who have held on.
so let it fall across the table.
Across the hearth, the worn old frame,
For love endured the night before it,
and still the morning came.
so mark this out,
This quiet brightness,
this tender gold on darkened stone.
we were not spared,
But we were given
another dawn to carry on.